So let's say it's a hot summer's day and you and I had just been out for a ride. We get back to the MCrider garage and I say, go grab a cup off that table over there and let's get a drink from the cooler. So you walk over to the table and this is what you're confronted with. Which cup would you choose? Well, from a distance, most people would probably take that cup on the left because that cup on the right is just plain nasty. But as you get a little bit closer, you can see inside the cups. Now, which one would you do? Well, aside from thinking that I'm a very bad host, you'd probably take that cup on the right because at least it's clean on the inside where all the water would be. So why are we talking about cups on MCrider? Because whether you realize it or not, this is the same approach that many riders use when they approach motorcycling. Hey, my name's Kevin, and I release a weekly video here on MCrider focused on road skills or road strategy to help you become a better rider. Become a member of MCrider and get ad-free videos, MCrider decals, and access to even more tools to help you develop your skills on two wheels. You know, one of the fun things about motorcycle ownership is customizing your motorcycle. Most people will make changes to their bike to help it fit them better, to change the look, or to customize the bike to some degree. And to be honest, I can't really think of a single bike that I've owned that I've not at least done some aftermarket changes to. You know, things like adding protection to it for a tip over, or adding lights to be seen, or changing the seat to something a little more comfortable. But where we spend our dollars on motorcycling can quickly get out of whack. It's important for us to focus on the inside of the cup and make sure it's in good shape before we are overly concerned about the outside of the cup. So what am I talking about, the inside and outside of these cups? Well, a very typical motorcycle budget for a rider may look something like this. They get a new bike and they want handlebars or risers, so they, try to figure out where they want them. They may want them way up here where they can keep their armpits dry while they're going down the road. They may want some custom paint job on there to make it look different from every motorcycle out there. May want an exhaust system to get a little more noise from it. And if you do the exhaust, you want to remap the engine, of course. You got a better looking, more comfortable seat. And don't forget to add some custom panniers that are painted to match the motorcycle. Oh yeah, and maybe some additional training. So you add all this stuff up and you put it on a budget. And you think, man, that's a whole lot of money. I can't spend all of that this year. Well, this training stuff, that's too expensive for a one-day class, so that needs to go, and you cross out the training. As riders, we approach our riding much like this cup. We polish the outside. We have the coolest looking $35,000 motorcycle on the road, and we can't wait to go to a bike night to show it off. Where we wobble into a parking lot and we drop our $1 million baby in front of all of our friends. And to make it worse, when we do drop it, we wish we had spent more money on some custom crash protection instead of realizing that the real problem was in here. It was the nut connecting the handlebars to the seat. It was me, not the motorcycle. You know, a lot of things keep us from developing our riding skills. Sometimes it's cost, sometimes it's time. But most often it's pride. We don't want to admit that we can learn to do something better or that we haven't figured something out on a motorcycle. So we spend money polishing the outside of the cup and we increase the risk of losing all of our investment in a single crash because we don't have adequate control over the machine. Now I'm preaching a little bit to the choir here about taking a class because due to COVID, it's been a while since I've taken any training. It's been a little over a year, and aside from that track day that I did about a year ago, I haven't really done much else than practicing on my own, and I need to find something that I can take to help grow my own skills. And I would think it's a pretty safe bet that most of you out there are in the same boat that I'm in. Now is a great time to start looking into training opportunities. Some of the restrictions from the pandemic are being lifted, more classes are becoming available, and now is the time to plan for a spring or summer class to clean up that inside of the cup. In addition, invest back into MCrider as a member and get access to the forums and the field guide to give you resources to grow your skills on your own. Field guide has core exercises that should be a part of every rider's practice routine, and the forums give you access to an entire MCrider community where you can ask questions, get answers, and make friends with other riders like you who are working on the inside of the cup, along with some talk to make the outside of the cup look better too, because there's nothing wrong with that. In the end, it does no one any good to polish and clean the outside of the cup if the inside is full of dirt and flaws. I think a wise man and teacher once said that. Till next week, guys, it's Kevin with MCrider, and I'll see you on the road.